Hi, I'm the Michael Myers fanatic. I'm here today to do a defense video for this movie that you see right here. I'm holding it up. Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. A lot of people hated this movie. I recently watched it with the family, and they said that it was their favorite because the shape wasn't in it. I guess we'll see what you think. So stay tuned for my defense video. It starts right now. Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. I approve this message. Hi guys, I'm the Michael Myers fanatic. I was asked to do a video for Halloween 3 Season of the Witch. A shout out to a friend of mine named Daniel Culver. He's in a group called Horror in Haddonfield. He's not on YouTube, but he's on Facebook. And he helps me run this group dedicated to the Halloween franchise. Daniel, I know I told you that I would do a review for it, but I look at it this way. I've already done a review, so wouldn't it make better sense to do a defense video since you're always telling me how people hate on this movie because the shape isn't in it? I want to point out a few interesting things about Halloween itself. First of all, it comes from a celebration called All Halloween or All Hallows Eve or All Saints Eve, which was actually a Christian celebration. Some people call it the Feast of All Hallows Day. Some people call it Samhain. That's when it became darker. You know, the festival of Samhain. And that's what Halloween 3 focused on. Another thing I want to let you know is this. You had 8 movies. Let's not even count the remakes, okay? You had 8 movies. The shape was in 7 of them. So 7 movies with the shape, that seems pretty good to me, you know. The fact that they even did 7 movies, you should be appreciative of that, because people still complain about this movie. It was released on October 22nd, 1982. Did you know that the word Halloween goes back to 1745? That's how long they've been saying that word. The word derives from many different things. I'm not even going to get into that. But when I got the box set, that's when I decided to do this defense video. If you were to ask me, are you a fan of Halloween 3? Yes and no. I'm a Michael Myers fan. There's no question about that. I love the character of Michael Myers. Excuse me, I just recently learned though that we're not supposed to call him Michael Myers, because I was listening to the commentary a few days ago and they said, well, it wasn't our intention to call him Michael Myers. We're supposed to call him the Shape. So let me follow what I was told. The Shape, quote unquote, not in this movie. And a lot of people complain about that, and I understand why they would. But I also want to point out that Halloween was here way before the Shape even appeared. Halloween was here before television. Halloween has been here quite a long time. Seriously. I'm a fan of the movie, but facts are facts. I was discussing it with somebody. They gave me very interesting things to think about. And the fact is, Halloween has been here before we even saw Michael Myers, or as we're supposed to call him, the Shape. And I never really understood that. They said, well, you're not supposed to call him Michael Myers. Okay, well, why not? I don't get that. I guess they figure if we call him Michael, then it's like we're saying he was a person. And he wasn't. So when you call him the Shape, it makes him inhuman. It vilifies him. It demonizes him. But I'm sorry that I got off topic. It was basically the story of this guy, Conal Cochran, played by Dan O'Hurley. He wanted to kill every man, woman, and child on Halloween. And it had to do with witchcraft. And he talks about the fact that Americans, I guess he was talking about Americans, that they go around begging for candy, and he says that you don't even know why you're doing it. You've thought no more of the strange custom of wearing costumes and begging for candy. I want to stop right there. He has a very interesting point, because I'm an American, and he's right. I never thought, why are we begging for candy? You know, he says, have you ever thought about why you do that? No, I've never thought about that, you know. Why do we do that? That's a good point. I'm going to tell you why we actually ask for candy on All Hallows Eve. Trick-or-treating, or guising, it's also known as guising, is a customary practice for children on Halloween in many countries. Children in costumes travel from house to house in order to ask for treats, such as candy, or in some cultures money, with the phrase trick or treat. The trick is usually an idle threat to perform mischief on the homeowners or their property if no treat is given to them. That's what it says about the custom of trick-or-treating. So the reason I'm making this video is to not tell you what to think. I'm just simply telling you that there is more to Halloween than this boogeyman that you all like to discuss, even though he's one of my favorite characters in the series, other than Tommy Doyle. I like Tommy Doyle, Dr. Loomis, and then there's the Shape. Anyway, now that you know that, there's more to Halloween than just that. That's why Conal Cochran said what he said. The movie was good. I liked the witchcraft thing. I liked the thing where he talked about Irish culture, because I have Irish in my family, so that was cool to hear that. Talking about the festival of Samhain, or you call it Halloween, or All Saints Day, or All Hallows Day, or All Hallows Eve. It has all those names in it. I really like how they explored all that stuff. That was cool. Conal Cochran disappears. I guess that was okay. It was kind of confusing. They said that he did die. So, was he human? I don't think he was. I think he was the witch, but he was probably a male witch, or you would call him a warlock. And I want to point out that Halloween, not the holiday, but the franchise, is a brand. The brand is called Halloween. It's not called The Shape. It's not called Michael Myers. So technically, they don't have to put The Shape into the equation. Just because Mustafa said you can never kill The Shape, it doesn't mean that they have to put him in every single movie. Because Mustafa is gone now, and his son is in charge. So basically, his son can do whatever he wants. If he wanted to make a movie about an evil pumpkin, nobody could do anything to stop him, because he owns a lot of it. I don't know if he owns all, but he owns a pretty good enough percentage to where he could do that. And if the Weinsteins felt like it would make enough money, they could do that. They could back him on this. They were going to do that with Halloween 8. They were going to make it about an evil witch. But they decided not to do that. And why did they decide that? Because of you guys. You were crying. You were like, oh, The Shape, The Shape. Hey, I like The Shape. I really do. I would prefer him over anyone else, over any evil pumpkin, over any evil witch. But I'm just telling you the facts. The facts are that Halloween is a brand, and the other fact is that Michael Myers or The Shape is not required to be in this franchise any longer. The fact that you even have him, you should appreciate that. You really should, instead of complaining about it. So instead of making rants about Part 6 and the fact that you didn't like Part 6, you should appreciate the fact that Michael Myers was even in Part 6. And by the way, the fact that you didn't get him in Part 3 should make you appreciate him even more. Because when I did the marathon and he wasn't in Part 3, when I did get him back for Part 4, I was like, wow, it's nice to see Michael Myers again. So I had to watch a whole movie where he wasn't in it. But in this movie's defense, it still felt like a Halloween movie. It still felt as if Michael could jump out and grab someone, even though you know he wouldn't. But to me, it was a Halloween movie in every sense of the word. The problem is, people wanted him. They were even booing at a movie theater. Did you know that? They were booing because he wasn't in it back in 1982. I probably would have been one of the ones booing, but I wasn't born yet. So, there you have it. That's basically all you need to know about Halloween 3 Season of the Witch. There was a witch in the movie, Conal Cochran. He was just a male witch, which is kind of weird because he'd be a warlock. So why didn't they call it Season of the Warlock? I guess that just doesn't sound as good as Season of the Witch. Or maybe they called it Season of the Witch because Halloween is known for witchcraft? I don't know. I really don't know why they did that, but did I like the movie? It was okay. I wanted to see the Shape. I missed him, but hey, absence makes the heart grow fonder. And it should apply especially in this case, because you didn't have him, so shouldn't you appreciate him even more? Maybe that's why Halloween 4 was so popular, because it was called The Return of Michael Myers. They were probably glad that he was coming back for this movie. But I don't want to take up too much of your time. I did this video for a friend. I hope he approves of the video. This is the first time I'm actually looking for someone else's approval, because normally it's me that approves the message, but in this case, I hope he approves my message. And that's it. Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. A shapeless movie. Well, not shapeless, but it was, that was a little pun. You see what I did there? Anyway, bye.